This is so dang ridiculous. I'm just going to read you the headline from ABC News. Trump wrote to-do lists for assistant on White House documents marked classified. And then I'll get to a quote that he said to this assistant that's even more wild. One of former President Donald Trump's longtime assistants told federal investigators that Trump repeatedly wrote to-do lists for her on documents from the White House that were marked classified, according to sources familiar with her statements. So giving documents marked classified in the form of a to-do list to an assistant because you can't find other scrap paper to write your to-do list on. Very illogical. As described to ABC News, the aide, Molly Michael, told investigators that more than once she received requests or taskings from Trump that were written on the back of note cards, and she later recognized those note cards as sensitive White House materials with visible classification markings used to brief Trump while he was still in office about phone calls with foreign leaders or other international related matters. And then listen to this. Sources said that after Trump heard the FBI wanted to interview Michael last year, Trump allegedly told her, quote, "You don't know anything about the boxes. You don't know anything about the boxes." And instantly, you hear that? Mob boss. And that's exactly what one of Trump's former lawyers, Ty Cobb, said on CNN about this story.
I want to go out front now, straight to Trump White House attorney Ty Cobb. And Ty, appreciate your taking the time to be with me. So again, the quote here, Molly Michael, former assistant to Donald Trump, tells investigators, quote, "You don't know anything about the boxes." What do you hear when you hear those words?
I hear Trump, really for the first time in terms of the way this evidence is rolled out, speaking in the terms of a mob boss, giving a direct order to somebody that he probably should have no reason to believe, would lie for him.
And that point as to Molly Michael being a really damning witness for Trump's case was also made here by a legal analyst, Elie Honig, on CNN as well.
Elie, I mean, just from a legal standpoint, what do you make of this?
Well, Anderson, this is potentially devastating evidence for prosecutors and against Donald Trump. First of all, let's consider the source of this evidence. This is Molly Michael. This is a person who's been as loyal as it gets to Donald Trump, both when he was in the White House on to now. And so prosecutors are going to offer up this testimony and say, what possible incentive does this person have to go out of her way to lie, to harm Donald Trump? And she's going to be a really difficult person for Donald Trump's defense team to cross-examine. And then let's think about the substance of what the reporting is saying Molly Michael will testify, which is that Donald Trump told her straight up, you are to lie to investigators. You are to tell them you know nothing about boxes or documents, which was untrue. That is right down the...
Yeah. Oh, let me let him finish that sentence.
Middle. That is textbook obstruction of justice. That is textbook witness tampering, potentially really devastating evidence here.
100%. Going to a potential witness and saying, you don't know anything about the boxes. You don't know anything about the boxes. And encouraging them to lie. Because if he's saying the boxes, presumably she knows what boxes he's talking about. So she does know something about the boxes. And he's saying, say the opposite of what you know to be the case. Don't provide details about my own potential crimes. That is outrageous. And people see stories like this and say, still a part of the conspiracy to take down Trump. It's not his wrongdoing. It's Biden. It's the Biden crime family. Or it's Molly Michael, who loyalist to Trump, but somehow still a part of the Rhino Democratic plot to take down Donald Trump because he's such a threat to the Republican primary, I don't know, or to the general election. And it's really sad that that's the case. You would think that as we walk through all these different details about the case or cases that are being brought against Donald Trump, eventually people's view would shift. But it shows us just how siloed people have become in their little echo chambers, where probably they won't hear this. Or if they do, somehow it'll be distorted into something very, very different. So there it is, Donald Trump saying, about classified boxes of boxes of classified documents. There we go. That he was not supposed to have and was actively, allegedly obstructing the investigation to get back. You don't know anything about the boxes. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show and get a bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.